You're listening to Two Girls, One Crossword.
If you don't use Q-tips in your ears, how are you supposed to clean your ears?
Hydrogen peroxide, apparently. I don't do that. I mean,
are they self-cleaning? Like
No.
a you-know-what? I don't think so.
PSA out there, the you-know-what is in fact self-cleaning. You do not need to get steams down there.
Well, everyone, welcome to our podcast. This is Two Girls, One Crossword. I'm Grace Topinka.
And I'm Chelsea Rowan. We're the Good Evening Girls. That's what people know us by. Actually, when we walk down the street together holding hands, people say, look, there's the Good Evening Girls. And we're like, that's us. Good evening, folks.
And they throw their trash at us.
I love it, actually, because then you get free tomatoes that way. So,
Yeah. Benner, is this your favorite weekly Podword Crosscast?
Did you say that already?
No, I didn't. Play the tapes back.
I literally cannot right now. I will play them back on Sunday. So you may get 2 intros, folks. You may get 2 intros.
I know I didn't say it because it takes a lot of brain power to say that phrase. I can't say it twice in the span of like 5 minutes.
I apologize. I might just be
imagining things.
You know that I do that sometimes. I have an imaginative bent to me. I like to make things up. You know.
That's you. Well, shall we jump into Heights and Shites?
First, before we jump into Heights and Shites, we have a new section that I'm introducing right now, live on air. Okay?
Live on air to be edited and posted at a later date.
You have no idea what this section is, audience, and I'm about to tell you.
All right, you're talking it up way too much now.
No, I know. It's not that exciting. It's exciting to me because it's new. It's actually called Poll-a-Palooza, and Grace came up with that name because she's smart and fun. So thank you, Grace, for that.
That's me.
Yeah, if you guys follow us on Twitter, which you should if you don't. Grace, what's our Twitter handle again?
At the Good Eve Girls.
Definitely follow us because we started doing this thing. Every week we will post a poll that relates to our previous week's episode. They're lots of fun. Grace comes up with fun little prompts. And then we decided, you know what? We're going to reveal the results of the poll live on air to you every week. Okay? So, last week's poll. I will tell you the answer and I will tell you the results. It may be shocking. So hold on to your hats, folks.
I don't think last week was that shocking.
No, I don't think it was actually either. But, okay, so the poll was, who would you rather have a decade-long cat and mouse game with? And you know who won with a resounding 67%?
Ghostface. Well,
Ghostface.
First of all, the lineup was Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and Ghostface. And I agree with that. Ghostface definitely is most fun, and he kind of sucks. So,
I agree. I feel like I have the highest percentage of survival with Ghostface.
Yeah, he does kill people.
He does.
Sorry, they do kill people. It is a different person every movie.
Spoiler alert.
Not really. I mean, if you watch him in succession, you would know. Because he gets unveiled, or they get unveiled at the end of every movie.
He becomes not a baby cow anymore, but an adult cow at the end. So.
And then they take his mask off, so.
That's how it works. So listeners, how do you feel about the results of this poll? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We look forward to your passionate responses. Because even if you don't follow us on Twitter, you are more than welcome to write to us and let us know how you feel about whether you think Ghostface is the best person to have a cat and mouse game for, like, your whole life.
Well, do you want to do the actual one? Oh, no, we're going to announce this. No, this is about this episode. The How Do You Like Your Chocolate Chip Cookies. That was from last week's episode.
Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. Well, okay, it's Poll-a-Palooza, so you're getting 2 polls this week, folks.
2 polls for the price of 1.
Hit us, Grace.
Well, how do you like your chocolate chip cookies? Crunchy versus chewy. Chewy won 85%. There's still 21 hours left of the polling, but, I saw your comment on it saying who voted for crunchy. I like crunchy cookies, and I would like to say the famous Amos cookie is crunchy. The original is crunchy.
It's true. It is. So, basically, when I posted that I didn't mean to shame anybody for liking crunchy cookies, I 100% meant to shame them, and that comment was directed pointedly at my co-host, Grace Topinka.
Crunchy cookies are good. Chewy cookies are like, I mean, I understand. I'm not afraid to go against the grain, though. Obviously, other people agree with you, but a good, not like crunchy like sand, rock hard, but like the super chewy cookies.
I prefer super chewy.
Yeah.
Because I like the ones when like you break them apart and it's like gooey and like the chocolate melts as you pull it apart and then it's just like
chocolate also melts in the crunchy ones. I'm thinking more of like Pepperidge Farms. They have like the dark chocolate chip cookies, which is like more crumbly, and then they have like the milk chocolate chewy ones, which is like chewing gum. Those are like too sweet for me.
Sure. Okay, if we're talking about cookies you buy at the grocery store, I'm not going to go for like chewy Chips Ahoy. I'm not. I would go for Chips Ahoy, like the regular
thank
crunchy
you.
ones.
That's crunchy.
But if we're talking homemade baked cookies, if your cookie comes out crunchy, it's not my preferred choice. And also, if you hear a dog barking,
Neptune agrees, apparently.
Neptune agrees with me. That is our little star, Neptune.
That was the end of Polapalooza. Check in next week to see what the heck we're going to poll about. I don't know at the point that we're talking because I don't know what your topic is.
I wonder if we have the same topic. I wonder every week, and I'm disappointed every single week. So
I
if
feel
you're
like
disappointed, listeners.
I feel like this one you could also have, but I doubt it because it was kind of weird. Well, but maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I guess we're going to find out.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never reveal our secrets. Okay. Heights and shites?
Yes. But I want to start off with a height that's not puzzle, like not from a weekly puzzle, but I tweeted about this the other day, but I want to talk about it.
Okay.
The other day I watched the rom-com from like early 2000s with Sandra Bullock called All About Steve. It's Sandra Bullock and Bradley Cooper. And first of all, there's like weird stuff going on with her character. I don't know what they were going for, but the most important part is she plays a crossword constructor. That is like her like main character personality, and she talks about crosswords all the time. She talks about Will Shortz. They talk about things in the crossword. She's super smart, and I feel like Crossworld never talks about it. That's probably, name an actress, a bigger actress who has played like a crossword lover in pop culture.
Sandra
Bullock may be the highest level up there. Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen that movie, but I do have to say that it sounds like the screenwriter probably really liked crosswords.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not recommending the movie necessarily, but if you're in Crossworld, check it out because we rarely see that type of representation out there.
We never see that representation.
No. and she's making the crosswords and she's doing it all by hand. Like years ago, so she's like drawing it all out, and she makes like a weekly crossword for her local newspaper.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah.
Is she successful? Do people like her crosswords?
People like her crosswords, but she does live at home with her parents because that's her only job.
Right, and you don't make much doing that apparently, so.
No, it's like she's making one puzzle a week.
For not the New York Times?
For a local paper, yeah.
There's no way. She's making like $25 a puzzle.
She's her character, like, they try and make her really quirky, but sometimes I think they kind of like, what's the word? Infantilize her? Yeah. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you've seen it out there, talk to me. Okay. I gotta know. But anyways,
she's gotta know, folks.
That was my off-topic height.
Along the same vein of off-topic heights, I've got an off-topic height.
Tell me.
Okay, so beep beep, we have an interview alert.
Yeah.
Did Grace forget? But we are really excited to announce that we will be featured on a new episode of a podcast called Girl Jam Podcast, hosted by the lovely Anchika Mester. This was an incredible opportunity. We were so excited when Anchika wrote to us and like asked us to be on her show. First of all, why do people care what we say? Or why do people care what we talk about?
They shouldn't.
But
do not follow me.
Do not listen to us. But we were really appreciative that Anchika wrote to us. And we had such a good time hanging out with her. It was so much fun. But we really hope you guys take a minute to give our interview a listen. The episode is out on March 3rd. So this episode is going to be released on Wednesday.
Her episode is going to be released on Wednesday.
And as you guys know, our episodes come out on Monday. So you'll hear this, hopefully. And then on Wednesday, you'll race over to her podcast and listen to our episend.
Mark your calendars. And listen to her other episodes, too, because she has a lot of good interviews with different women who are doing different types of things all over the world.
The podcast is basically about rad girls kicking it. And apparently Grace and I do, in fact, kick it. So
we do.
We do. You can find the podcast literally anywhere you listen to podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Overcast, you name it. So,
Girl Jam.
Girl Jam podcast. Yep. So that's some good news.
Check it out. All right. Well, I'm glad we had a hearty heights and shites because I actually don't have that many heights and shites from the actual puzzles this week.
I don't either. I felt a little bland this week, to be completely honest. And I kind of want to start with a shit. Well, it's not a shit.
Start us off.
It's just not a height. Okay. And maybe because we're younger. But so
we're just babies.
We're just so young. I know.
Okay.
Sorry, barf. In the Monday New York Times, February 22nd, by Barbara Lynn, this threw me off, okay? It threw me and Matt off. 67 across. Letters on love letters. And the answer was SWAK. Is like sent with a kiss.
Sealed with a kiss.
Or whatever the hell. And all I have to say is SWAK as an acronym is the least romantic acronym I could probably ever come up with.
True. I don't know. I mean, I knew that.
I mean, I did not. And I was like, if you are writing me a love letter, please do not sign it with SWAK.
Well, you put little periods in between. Break it up. And then you put lipstick on and...
I feel like writing smooch. Sealed with a kiss in cursive is just sexier.
True. Yes. Okay. Agree with that. If you're writing love letters, take notes from Chelsea. She's got good advice.
There you go. I'm here to help.
I have a height from the Sunday New York Times by Matthew Stock. It's called Karaoke Bars was the title.
Very nice.
A fun little theme. For example, 24 across space bars, in brackets, Frank Sinatra. Answer, Fly Me to the Moon.
Nice.
33 down, gold bars, brackets, Queen. We Are the Champions. 116 across, singles bars, brackets, Robin, Dancing on My Own. And,
I love this.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun to figure out.
I noticed that you started doing the Sunday New York Times, and I want to commend you for doing that.
Well, I'm always here for growth. Another clue that I really liked in that one, well, it kind of stumped me, but I thought it was pretty clever. 12 down, something that's well kept, ? I could not figure it out. And then it's water, like water in a well kept.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Who did you say constructed this puzzle again?
I said it was Matthew Stock.
Good job, Matthew Stock. Good one.
Kudos and a kudos to you, Mr. Stock.
Great. What else do I got here? Oh, I just wanted to, a little shout out to the Friday, February 9th New Yorker by Robin Weintraub.
February 19th.
19th, excuse me. 6 down, things fall apart, or things fall blank. And we have been talking about this damn book for like weeks at this point. The answer was apart, okay? And I would recommend, at this point, it's fate. If you have not read this damn book, you must read it now because we've mentioned it 3 times, I think. It is
obviously, I mean, you don't have to hear from us that it's a really good book. It's like critically acclaimed. I actually kind of want to read it over again because
I know.
I read it in like 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade. So,
it's
I've
really
lost
good.
a bit.
Yeah.
Just got the yams.
So I just wanted to shout that out as like,
It's one of those things. Sometimes there's things in crosswords that, or maybe it's like once you start noticing them, they come up a lot. But no, because I feel like I would have noticed this before. But that book has come up a lot recently.
It has. It really, really has.
Well, from that same puzzle, this is something that a word that I learned. 2 down, Miss Winfrey's production company, which is a semordinalap of her first name. It was Harpo. That's Oprah's production company. Harpo. It's Oprah backwards.
Oh.
But the word semordinalap is, basically when you do the backward spelling of a word. And semordinalap is backwards spelling of palindrome.
Nice.
I didn't know what that was, and now I know. So
I love that.
My name, semordinalap, is Ekarg. Do you know yours off the top of your head?
I don't.
It's
Islech. It's great. It's probably it's like a Celtic language of some sort. Gaelic.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Did you do the Friday, February 19th New York Times by Amanda Rafkin?
I think I did.
This was a good one. The opener was awesome, so commend you, Amanda. One across was leading lady, ? And the answer was alpha woman. So it was just nice to see. What else was good?
Well, I know we say alpha males don't exist. Do alpha females exist?
They exist in the human sphere, and I'm stating that as fact, even though it is not true, because I just want women to be alphas and, dominate the other, I don't know, I was going to say the other gender binaries. Yeah. Anyway, hello. What else did I like from that puzzle? 26 across, Tamagotchi once, and the answer was fad. But I wanted to ask Grace if she had a Tamagotchi.
Yes, I had Tamagotchis. I had the one that was a watch, and it was like a Dalmatian, I think.
Oh, nice. I feel like I had a Tamagotchi. I definitely did, but I didn't know how to use it, so I killed it.
Well, it's a lot of work. You have to be like feeding this thing and cleaning up its poop constantly.
Right, but like I didn't even know how to work the damn thing. So like, they're just pressing buttons and like killing it faster than it needed to die. Sadly.
To be fair, there were like 4 buttons on it, and none of them, and they were also tiny. They were the size of like a pencil tip.
Yeah, a pinprick. You needed a pinprick. It just didn't work. I really liked Amanda's puzzle though. There's some other good fun ones. 53 across, way of life, ? And life here was capitalized. And the answer is cereal aisle.
Nice.
So that's fun. And then 28 down. This is probably one of my favorite clues and answers in a while. 13 for many. And the answer was awkward age.
I feel like I did that puzzle, but I don't remember it.
It was a great puzzle. And yeah, I would say 13 was a really awkward age for me. I feel like my awkward age is still happening, but it definitely started around 13.
Peaked at 13, probably.
Yes. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I have one more height, and that is from the Wednesday, February 24th New York Times by Andrew J. Rise. And I just liked the theme once I figured it out. 59 across, this is the revealer. Logical contradiction or an oral hint to what's found in 20, 25, and 45 across. So the answer is paradox. And I was like, paradox? What is this talking about? But all the other answers had circles in it, and I realized, for example, 20 across, satanic nickname for the number 13 is Devil's Dozen, but the words evil and Oz are circled. So it was Dr. Evil and Dr. Oz, like pair of doctors. Another example, 25 across, what a witness is sworn to tell. The whole truth, Who and Ruth were circled. So Doctor Who, Dr. Ruth.
Nice. That is so good. Yeah.
That one was fun.
Very good. I want to end on the Monday, February 22nd New Yorker by Anna Sheckman. The 55 across was great, and so was 57 across. 55 across, opposite of 57 across. And the answer was cis. And 57 across was opposite of 55 across, and the answer was trans. So just like to see, different binary things in our crosswords. But perhaps my favorite from that puzzle was 2 down. And I think, Grace, you will like this one as well. We've seen this used before, but it never ceases to surprise me. Biological rings.
Oh. Shoot, I forget.
It's areolae.
Oh, yes.
Just a lot of laughs. We have a lot of laughs here. We like things
Put in
like this.
anything about like private parts, we will giggle.
Yes,
we're easy to please.
Mm-hmm. We are.
So shall we go ahead and flipe the kine?
Let's flipe the kine, everyone.
Any new listeners are like, what the heck are they talking about? Flip the coin.
We're going to flip it. We're flipping it right now. The tension is killing me. It's tails.
Me again? Wow.
Wow. Okay, Grace.
I'm really getting my just desserts. Actually, no, that doesn't apply in this situation.
She was getting a little grumpy because I kept going first. And she was like, I hate going last. Meh, meh, meh. And so then the fates that be heard her. And now the coin that keeps landing on tails. So now I have to put up with being last. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm not mad. A
little taste of your own medicine. That was a really good impression of me, by the way.
Thank you.
My topic comes from the USA Today, February 23rd puzzle by Kate Hawkins, and it is 45 down, Nona Gaprindashvili's game. Chess.
Oh, okay.
So my topic is chess, obviously not Nona, because otherwise I would have known how to pronounce her last name.
Very good.
But my topic is the game of chess. And
Okay.
I have not watched the Queen's Gambit, so I hope that they don't go like too far into the history of chess in that TV show. Seems like everyone's watched it.
I have not watched it, but I do have a boyfriend that plays chess every goddamn day. Multiple games a day with multiple people, and all he talks about is his freaking chessboard. And he gets so upset when he doesn't win. But
Well, it's good for you.
It's
And
good for
you'll
your
learn
brain.
about that.
It really is good for your brain. I really don't enjoy how hard it makes me work my brain.
I know I wish I liked chess more, but I just don't think I'm cut out for that. I'm glad that you're not either.
I'm going to take the L on that one. I'm not interested in chess at all.
Yeah, so judge us if you want. The earliest origins of chess are uncertain. Again, it's another one of those mysteries, but most experts agree that it began somewhere in India.
Nice.
So here's a legend of how it was started. Sometime in the 6th century, the youngest prince of the Gupta Empire was killed in battle, and the prince's mother was beside herself, and she wanted to know how her son was killed, so her other son devised a way to replay the scene using players on the board. Similar, chess is kind of like war style. Mm-hmm. But again, this is just a legend. Let's get to the facts, what we have proof of.
Give me the facts.
All of this information is from an article on Insider.com called The Fascinating History of Chess, From Attempts to Ban the Game to the Rise of Supercomputers by Melissa Wiley.
Okay.
These article titles are really, filled with spoilers. Okay. So, there is proof of a game in 7th century India called Chaturanga, which translates to 4 divisions of the military. The 4 would be infantry, which would later evolve into the pawns, cavalry, which would later become the knight, elephantry, which would later become a bishop, from elephant to bishop.
Very nice.
We'd love to see it. Actually, I'd like to see it the other way around. And then chariotry, which would later become the rook.
Okay.
So Chaturanga was the earliest known game to have 2 essential features found in all later chess variations, one of which being that different pieces have different powers and abilities. And I'm kind of assuming everyone listening to this has like a basic grasp on how chess works.
Right.
I'm sorry if you don't. Maybe
Google it.
Yeah. And then the second feature is that the victory depends on the fate of one single piece, the king.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I knew that for chess. I did not know that for Chaturanga.
So this game was played on an 8x8 square board, which was probably like previously used for other like backgammon games or like dice-driven race games. So, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Love to see it.
And some early versions of chess games actually used a die to decide which piece to move. It wasn't all strategy. It was kind of a game of luck.
Interesting.
Early variation.
I think I would like that better, to be honest.
Less brain power.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go some of the main, what are they? Pawns, figurines in the original Chaturanga to like what they are now. Okay. So the original name is the king, has been around forever, also still known as the king, and they still have their original moves, can move like 1 square in each direction. The advisor turned into the queen. We know her as the queen now. And the original move was that she could move 1 square diagonally only.
Oh.
And now she can move in every direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then the elephant would later become the bishop. And depending on which region you were in India, the elephant had different moves. So it could either move 2 squares diagonally, but could jump over a piece in between. It could move 2 squares sideways or front and back, but could jump over a piece between. And in some cases, it could move 1 square diagonally or 1 square forwards, like 4 legs in the trunk of an elephant.
Okay.
So I kind of like that version because it's cute.
Yes.
Next, we have the horse, which turned into the knight. Same moves as they have today, the little, L move. Next, we have the chariot, which is now the rook. Same moves, could just move straight, sideways, up and down. Mm-hmm. And then next, we have the foot soldier, which is now the pawn. And they could move 1 square forwards, not 2. Back in the day, could only move 1. And they would capture 1 square diagonally forward.
Okay.
And that's it. So a few changes, but overall, not that many.
All right.
So this game of Chaturanga would later be introduced to Persia, and it was played mostly among the nobility. It went through a couple name changes and new rules. That's kind of where it got the name chess, which is similar to the name Shah, which is king in Persian. So the player started calling Shah, which is Persian for king, when attacking the opponent's king, and they would say Shah Mat, meaning the king is helpless, when the king is attacked and has nowhere to escape. So basically that's checkmate. In Czech, I personally like the king is helpless better than checkmate, but that's just
I like
me.
that too.
Yeah.
I will only play chess if I'm allowed to say the king is helpless.
The king is helpless.
The king is helpless.
So the look of chess pieces started to change as well. Originally, they would depict the animals. They'd be quite ornate, but they started to become kind of abstract shapes. And this is because of the Islamic influence and rules about not creating false idols. So they couldn't have pieces that resembled animals or people. So they were just kind of, random little weird shapes.
Okay.
So the game continued to spread throughout the Arab world, and it went from being a tactical game that people would play in the military to being played by rulers and diplomats. So it became kind of like a highbrow thing to do. Medieval trade along the Silk Road carried the game to East and Southeast Asia. So different countries in Asia have different versions of Chaturanga or chess. One of these is Xiangqi, is the chess-like game from China. And most historians believe it was influenced by Chaturanga. Others think it's a predecessor of, or it's based on a predecessor of an earlier game that was played in like 2000 BC China, but okay. I don't know. I wasn't about to jump down that rabbit hole. Either way, this game has a few differences. In this version, the pieces are placed on the intersection of lines instead of in the squares. And the object of the Chinese variation is similar to Chaturanga, which is to render helpless the opponent's king, but in the Chinese game, it's known as the general on one side or the governor on the other.
Hello, governor.
Yep. And the Chinese chess pieces are usually flat and kind of look like checker pieces, but all the pieces have their names written on them. That's how you differentiate them.
I feel like I've seen this game before. It kind of looks like Othello in a way. Does it look like Othello? You know that game with the black and white pieces?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like those similar type, just flat circles. And then during the reign of Mongol leader Tamerlane, an 11 by 10 board was used instead of the 8 by 8. And this board had so-called safe squares called citadels, where you couldn't get someone's piece if it was in that square. So I feel like that game sounds more fun. I need a safe space,
I need a safe space
just to relax.
Because my king is helpless, okay?
Put your king in the safe space, and then you're good. That's how you win. No, I'm sure there's rules against that. But a prominent variant of chess in East Asia is the game of shogi, which is popular in Japan. And there are 3 distinguishing features of shogi. Number 1, the captured pieces may be reused by the captor and played as part of the captor's forces.
Yes.
That's so chaotic to me, and I love it.
I love that.
2 is that pawns capture as they move 1 square straight ahead. In the chess we know now, they capture diagonally, but in this one, they just, move right on ahead and capture people that way. And then the 3rd feature is that the board is 9 by 9 instead of 8 by 8, and there is a second general on the other side of the king. So the king has their advisor and their general on either side of him. So the king is like right smack in the middle.
Okay.
Yes. So chess eventually made its way into Europe via the expanding Islamic Arabian Empire in 1000 AD, where it began to take shape into its modern form that we know today. It was taught to the upper class, and it was used as an allegory to show that different social classes have their own roles to perform. So
of course it was.
We don't like that.
No.
The pieces were interpreted into Western positions of power, aka the birth of the bishop instead of the elephantry. And you would think that the Catholic Church would be flattered, but no, they were suspicious. They were like, oh, people are having fun playing a game. Not on our watch. We are not going to let this happen. Basically, they didn't like it because it had to do with gambling and leisure. It was associated with that type of stuff, what the church was against.
Y'all are so boring. Just going to say it.
In 1061, 1061, whatever, Cardinal Damiani of Ostia, Italy, prohibited his clergy from playing the game, calling it one of life's, quote, disgraceful frivolities in a letter to the Pope. It's like,
Isn't
really?
That hilarious? Because you and I think that chess is probably one of the most boring things you could ever fucking do. I feel like if the Catholic Church was looking to torture me, you could put me in front of a chessboard. And that's a fact. Chess.
In 1254, King Louis IX attempted to ban the game throughout France, but lost out to the game's popularity. So the game
literally cannot cancel
survived.
chess. You cannot cancel.
In the 15th century is when things really started moving and shaking. Okay, what was previously known as the advisor piece became the queen.
Yes.
And likely inspired by the strong women leaders of the world like Elizabeth I of England, Isabella I of Castile, and Mary Queen of Scots, the queen piece was given more abilities, allowing her to move in any direction. She basically became the strongest piece on the board, as she should be.
Is chess a feminist icon?
Is the chess queen a feminist icon? Yes, she is. The bishop was previously only allowed to move 2 spaces diagonally, but they granted him the ability to move infinitely on a diagonal line. But basically, both these changes were done to help speed up the game.
Right. I can see, because chess already could be really long. Oh my God.
Chelsea's a chess hater. You know, there's probably chess lovers who listen to our podcast.
My boyfriend is a chess lover. My dad grew up playing chess. My brother was a competitive chess player through high school. All they do is talk about goddamn chess. All they do is play chess. Every time I'm on the phone with my dad, he's like, tell Matt to make a move. Well, and I'm like, do not get me involved. I am not getting in the middle of your chess games.
Well, obviously I've struck a nerve. But it was around this time that people started analyzing chess moves like common openings and endgames, giving birth to chess theory. Books were written, you know, all that fun stuff that I'm sure you would love to read about.
I would.
During the Enlightenment era, the game moved from royal courts to coffee houses. So, you know, the plebes like us could start playing if we wanted to.
The commoners.
But at this point in time, it was more than just a game, okay? It was an art form. It rewarded bold moves and dramatic plays. This was the romantic age of chess. An example of this would be the immortal game of 1851, in which Adolf Anderssen called a checkmate after sacrificing his queen and both his rooks. The bloodshed, the drama, people loved it.
I cannot. This is what they had to do back in the day. So be grateful that you have your PlayStations and your TikToks.
That's the kind of chess I'd want to play, though. I'm into the drama, you know, the fun stuff.
If someone narrated chess the way they narrate like a hockey game, I could probably get on board with that.
Maybe.
They should have us host a chess tournament.
They probably
We could bring it into the 21st century, folks. We could.
I don't think chess needs us. Especially now with the Queen's Gambit. There's been a huge uptick in people wanting to learn how to play chess. Okay, so Benjamin Franklin was an avid chess player, and he loved playing it in the U.S., especially against beautiful women, apparently.
He would. He was into beautiful women is one way to say that.
Into them. Unsafely. In Franklin's 1286 essay, The Morals of Chess, he writes that the game helps strengthen player social and intellectual skills.
Wait, did you say Benjamin Franklin's 1286 essay?
Year 1286.
Benjamin Franklin wasn't alive in 12,086.
Oh, sorry. That has to be, what is that?
1786,
yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Everybody has those days. Okay, so in the late 19th century, formal competitive chess started to emerge, and strategy became more important than dramatic flair, sadly.
Okay. Sadly.
To those of us who love the drama. The rules of chess were codified by the International Chess Federation in Paris in 1924. And then chess got roped into the good old Cold War tensions between the US and Russia, as everything seemed to at that time.
Okay.
So you may know this story, but basically at that time, the Soviet Union had some of the best chess players in the world. They were constantly winning like all the world championships, and Russia loved to brag about it. They had the smartest people, etc., etc. That is until little Bobby Fischer came along. He was a young American chess champion. He had won all these competitions in the US, and he challenged a Russian player named Boris Spassky. So this was a 21-game match. It took place on September 1st, 1972 in Reykjavik. And Fischer wanted to quit many times leading up to it and while he was there. Basically, there were too many cameras, there was too much pressure. People were watching this game on TV at bars, like in sports bars. That's how much people wanted to win, because it was, you know, somehow proving that Russia sucked or whatever.
Right.
It was so important, in fact, that Henry Kissinger, the national security advisor, called Bobby Fischer personally to make sure he wouldn't drop out of the match.
Wow.
So,
could you imagine the pressure?
I couldn't.
No.
Fisher won, which somehow proved something. I don't know. Who cares between this and the moon landing? It's like,
Right.
we get it. Like, keep it in your pants. You have self-esteem issues. I don't know. It's like, you both suck. Let's just all move on.
I love it.
But the win took a toll on Fisher's mental health, like all the pressure and the attention. He became like very withdrawn from society, and he was kind of a conspiracy theorist. He said a bunch of weird things. I'm not going to go into them. But he also violated international sanctions to play a chess game in Yugoslavia. So he was like exiled from the United States. And even though he defended us in the Cold War or whatever.
Right. Whatever.
But he was offered asylum in Iceland, and he eventually died in 2004.
In Iceland.
Yes.
Well, whatever.
Where it all started.
Okay.
But yeah, who knows? Obviously, this guy was like a genius. So I think,
A lot of chess champions are.
yeah, but he had other issues as well. I think when you're really smart, it's like you just can't be in ignorant bliss at that point. So you kind of do go a little cuckoo.
Makes
Is that right
sense.
to say.
It makes sense. I don't know if it's right, but someone can tell us if it's wrong, and we'll correct it next week. Shit.
But the story would go on to inspire the Broadway musical Chess. Check it out.
Is
at
there
your
really
local
a
community
chess
theaters by
musical?
you? Yes,
No.
there is. I mean, it's about like it's not about Bobby Fischer. They don't say his name, but it basically is.
Okay. Isn't the Queen's Gambit about just like people think it's about Bobby Fischer?
Maybe.
I don't actually know. I haven't seen Queen's Gambit because, again, I don't have a thing for chess. I
think
don't have a
I think
hard
it
on for
does-
chess like other people do. So
I think it does take place in the 70s, so yes, probably.
okay, fine.
But one of the most famous chess games of all times, was not Bobby Fischer versus Russian or human versus human at all. It was human expert versus supercomputer. In 1997, the IBM computer Deep Blue became the first machine to defeat a human chess player.
Ooh.
Garry Kasparov, the reigning Russian champ, had never lost a game in his whole life. And then
Wow.
he lost it to the computer.
I think Garry Kasparov's doing a masterclass on chess.
Maybe.
I think
He's
that's
a
what
loser.
that's what my dad got my boyfriend for Christmas.
Well, I mean, now the computer like obviously helps chess players get better, and it also allows, I mean, there's software coding people who are making the software anyways. So they have to know what they're doing. So it's just another example of people being geniuses too. So don't let the computers get you down, okay? Because who created the computers? Humans did. Not me, but other humans did.
Other smart genius humans did, not us. We're just here podcasting.
Yes. So now I'm going to go into some chess fun facts. These
Hit
are
me.
from officialstaunton.com. 30 Facts You Did Not Know About Chess by Carl Maselli. I'm not saying all 30.
I can guarantee you I don't know any of the facts
Yeah.
she's about to tell me.
So the longest possible chess game is 5,949 moves.
How could they possibly know that?
Math.
Oh, that's why I don't like chess. There it is.
Number 2, chess may be the most unique game in the world. The estimated number of electrons in the universe is 10 to the power of 79, whereas the number of unique chess games is 10 to the power of 120. So yes, there's more potential chess game paths than there are electrons in the universe.
Dude, I can't even begin
Fathom.
to understand.
If you want to mate in only 2 moves from the beginning of the match, there are only 8 different ways you can do it. However,
Only 8. Okay.
if you give yourself 3 moves to mate, there are 355 different ways you can do it. The extra move opens up plenty of doors for you.
Wowzo.
The first folding chessboard was invented by a chess-loving priest. Since chess wasn't allowed among the clergymen, he wanted to create a board that, when folded, looked like 2 books lying next to each other. Sneaky, sneaky.
Okay.
And my last fun fact is that some psychologists believe that playing chess is an effective way to boost your memory function. It could also maybe improve intelligence. It has been shown in schools to improve children's grades when they teach. And I also read, I don't know if this was true, but in Persia, chess is required in elementary school
Interesting.
to learn chess. And I will say, my grandfather, who lived, to be in his mid-90s, played, and he was very with it and sharp, played chess every day against a little book. He would set it up on the dining table, and he'd always be out there, doing his little thing. I don't know what he was doing, but he loved chess. But I want to end with a quote from the Joukowsky Institute on Brown EDU about chess. Quote,
Okay.
"Chess is like no other game in the Western catalog in that it commands reverence for its history. Chess commands an analytical mind that borrows from the past at all times. Those who pursue chess are going to study previous games and analyze them from both tactical and creative points of view. The game centers around primal instincts of overthrow. Chess creates us. The game inspires in the player ferocity and cleverness that was not previously there."
Okay.
So, if
It
that
does all of those things.
does not inspire you to play chess, we should just start playing chess against each other because we're both probably really bad at it, and then maybe we'll
start liking it. I don't want to make that promise because, God, I'm just going to say it. Matt and I got into a couple arguments because of my distaste for some of the rules of chess.
We're airing out all your dirty laundry over here.
I really do wish I liked chess. I really do. But I have to say, I feel like they say that crosswords also help with your memory and like longevity of your mind as well. So if we can't do chess, we are already doing something to help with like the brain.
True. That does make
So
me
it's
feel
not like
better.
we're not doing anything.
Yeah. Let's just play checkers instead.
Yes.
Checkers, I can get behind.
Yes. This is a
peasy.
checkers podcast.
There are two types of people in this world, and we are checkers.
Now we're going to talk about something else that is also a pastime. I'm really good at transitions.
Wow,
Okay.
with that build-up, who knows what this could be? I'm just excited.
It's from the Tuesday, February 23rd, New York Times by Kate Hawkins. So Kate, shout out for giving us our topics this week, right?
Topics.
Chess came from Kate, but USA Today. And also, this topic showed up as a theme in a different puzzle, a puzzle that I did not do. So as soon as Grace brought this theme up, I was like, are we having the same topic? Anyway, okay, so you'll find out. 40 down. Activity done while reading a screen. And the
Karaoke.
answer is karaoke.
I've been thinking about doing karaoke as my topic for multiple weeks because I feel like it always shows up. I'm like, oh, I could do karaoke, especially because it's, there's a lot of interesting things that people may not know.
There is a lot of interesting things, and I'm surprised that Grace didn't do it because this is like one of those crossover topics of ours where we have very few things where our interests align, and so this is one of those things where the stars could have aligned.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing karaoke this week. So we got chess, we got karaoke. It's a fun-filled week, folks. Fun-filled week.
Sounds like a good Friday night to me.
It really does. So we all know what karaoke is, right? It's basically when you sing along to a recording using a microphone. The recording is instrumental. That's important. And it's accompanied with lyrics that you follow along on a television screen. Cool. And according to Wikipedia, the global karaoke market has been estimated to be worth nearly $10 billion.
People love karaoke. Who can blame them?
I can't. I like karaoke. You like karaoke. We have a lot of fun with karaoke. I think, speaking about like the global karaoke market, I think karaoke is pretty popular in the States, but the karaoke industry here has nothing on the karaoke industry in like Asian countries.
Oh, I know.
It just does not come even close. But that's fine. We are all different. We are all different. So, where does karaoke come from? It originated in Japan. Most people know this. But we've been covering a lot of Japanese topics lately, I feel like.
We have. Maybe that's our sign to go to Japan.
We're going to Japan, folks. I don't know. We will one day go to Japan. Just not today, not tomorrow, someday. So yeah, originated in Japan. The word karaoke is a portmanteau of the Japanese word kara, K-A-R-A, meaning empty, and the word oketsutora, meaning orchestra. So it essentially means empty orchestra. Yeah. And before jumping too far into karaoke, I think we should talk first about sing-alongs and kind of like talk about how that differentiates from karaoke. So sing-alongs have been popular for like literally ever, whether it's like some person playing a fiddle and like people singing along with them, or like in the 60s there was a show on CBS where audiences were encouraged to sing along with the host as lyrics played on the bottom of their TV screens. So like they've been around for ages, right? But sing-alongs are different from karaoke in that sing-alongs have vocalists, where karaoke is purely instrumental. And it was in the 60s that music became like more accessible, more storable, which meant it was more portable. And so more people were buying music, keeping it, and taking it with them places, which of course opens up all new opportunities for how we interacted with music as like a collective humanity, people, right? So while sing-alongs have been popular for a while, it was in the 1960s, 1967 to be exact, that the first prototype of a karaoke machine was invented. A Japanese engineer, and I apologize for my pronunciations, I looked this up, but I suck. A Japanese engineer named Shigeichi Negishi made the first karaoke prototype machine, and he worked in car audio systems, and that kind of sparked this idea of like, how can we make singing these songs like more accessible, right? But it wasn't until the 70s that we see the first ever marketable karaoke machine. And that brings us to none other than Daisuke Inao. So Daisuke Inao invented the karaoke machine as we know it today. He was born in Osaka, Japan in 1940. He was a musician. He started playing drums in high school, and he eventually joined a band, but he wasn't really good at playing the drums, so he kind of switched over to playing the piano. And he started playing music with his band at bars called Snacks. And these were places where businessmen would go to drink, and then they would also like want to go up on stage and sing along with the music that these bands were playing.
Yes. A live band karaoke is like dream.
It is a dream. It's a dream. So on one occasion, a businessman went up to Daisuke and was like, hey, I want to hire you for this business trip that I'm taking in the next couple of days. Like, I want you and your band to come with me to play so that we can like sing and stuff. He said, this is what, apparently, according to Daisuke, this is what the businessman said to him, quote, Daisuke, your keyboard playing is the only music that I can sing to. You know how my voice is and what it needs to sound good.
I need one of those.
Me too. If you want to be my personal piano player, I am currently accepting
sound good
applications, yes. But sadly, Daisuke could not attend that business trip, so he recorded 5 accompaniment tracks for the businessman instead. And a few days later, the businessman came back and asked for more songs because he like did such a good job, and the businessman was like, this is amazing. So Daisuke realized that this idea of accompaniment music for singing might have a larger appeal. So he made what is called the Juke 8. As in juke, like jukebox, Juke 8. He initially made 11 of these machines, and he had outfitted them with tapes and amplifiers and then rented them all throughout the city of Kobe. So you could get the machine to play a song for a single 100 yen coin each. And these machines were a huge hit.
Yeah, okay? I imagine.
I know. It's so interesting to think about what the world would be like without karaoke. It's like,
what did people do before then?
I know. What would people do before karaoke? What would people do before chess? There was literally nothing to do. And here is a quote from Daisuke that I found in an article on The Atlantic. And they had reprinted an article from a magazine called Topic Magazine. So this is the quote. This is Daisuke directly talking. Quote, 2 club owners from Kobe decided they wanted to open clubs in Osaka. They took the Juke 8 with them. Within a year, my company was sending machines all over Japan. We made 25,000 units. After the first 11, the rest were all pure white and looked like video arcade games. Osaka became the birthplace of the karaoke boom. It went straight to Tokyo, and soon the whole country, continent, and the world became caught up in the karaoke craze.
Yes.
So amazing. The original Juke 8 was white. Sorry, not white, red. It's kind of cute.
And it looked like a little arcade game. I can picture it.
It's really cute, and we'll post pictures of it on our Instagram, obviously, because we like to post pictures there. Yeah. So what happened next? You know, karaoke is a huge craze. Daisuke's creating all of these machines. It's amazing, right? Well,
wrong.
So not that wrong, but not, right. So Daisuke didn't actually know anything about patents, and he never patented his idea.
No.
So, yes. So this, of course, made other people interested in patenting the idea for him. Well, not on his behalf, but like just doing it instead of him. And so the karaoke machine as we know it today is patented by a Filipino man named Roberto del Rosario, and it was patented in 1975. And so any karaoke machine that you see out there, the patent exists and is owned by this Rosario guy who is still alive. So there's these things called -1 sing-alongs. So we're back to sing-alongs, and they became popular in the Philippines in the 60s. Essentially, they were just instrumental tapes of like popular musicians that were being released. So like the Beatle craze happened, and so like all of these -1 sing-alongs tapes would come out, and people would buy them and like sing. Mm-hmm. Essentially, it was like karaoke, except it didn't have a machine. It was just you had the tape and you put it in your tape recorder, right? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, they would buy these tapes and sing along without the original vocalist. There would often be singing contests at various festivals in town, and people would bring their favorite instrumental tapes to sing their own rendition right at the festival. And like I said, the difference between -1 sing-alongs and karaoke was the lack of the karaoke machine. But it makes sense that since these -1 sing-alongs were so popular in the Philippines, it makes sense that a Filipino entrepreneur eventually patented the first karaoke machine.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I wanted to, do a little diversion there.
Oh, so the -1 tapes were around before karaoke.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so even though Daisuki actually like invented the idea and Rosario patented it, Daisuki is still highly regarded and famous in Japan for his contribution to the industry. So he's won a bunch of awards. He's, essentially a celebrity there. And he worked in the karaoke industry for most of his life. He is now retired and like living in Kobe with his grandchildren and like loving his life. And they, do karaoke like once a week, which is a lot of fun. But he didn't make,
I was going to say, I don't care if he got accolades. Where's his money?
He made some money because he worked in the business. And he was an inventor for like most of his life, but the big bank, the big bucks went to Rosario, Whatever. Thanks to both Daisuki and Rosario, karaoke is a global entertainment industry for homes, bars, even taxi cabs, like you name it. Some basic karaoke timeline stuff. It wasn't until the 80s that karaoke machines had an accompanying video element where lyrics would play over the music video. So before then, each version of a karaoke machine had printed lyric sheets that went along with like 8-track cartridges and cassette tapes. So if you like went to a karaoke bar, you had to like pick your song from a cartridge, like a cassette, and then like find in the catalog the lyrics.
Oh, I hope they laminated those papers.
You would hope.
I feel like it'd get so nasty.
If you were around and singing karaoke in the 80s, let us know what your local karaoke bar was like. I would love to know.
Please send us pictures if you have any.
Please do. And then in the 90s, you could actually start buying your very own at-home karaoke machines. So I remember being a kid in the 90s, and like one of the things that we had was like a silver microphone that had these little cartridges you could plug in, and you'd plug it into like the 3 colored cables of your TV, and you could sing like Britney Spears and like Backstreet Boys and whatever. The first time I ever played karaoke in the 90s, the song that I sung, Like a Virgin, Madonna, and I was probably in 5th or 6th grade.
Nice.
Like a virgin. Ooh. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I have a distinct memory of my friend's dad walking down the stairs as we were playing and singing that song, and he was just laughing his ass off. Of course, I didn't understand why. As an adult, I know why.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same. Like, oh, kids.
Kids these days. Yep. So yeah, home karaoke machines. That was in the 90s. They were a huge success in Asian countries. They were less successful, potentially even a commercial failure in the United States. But that's okay. That's okay. Things, time is still going. It's moving. Things still can take off. Like in the 2000s, for instance, where we first start seeing the like karaoke video games. One of the famous karaoke video games was Karaoke Revolution that came out in the early 2000s, like 2004. And that was the predecessor to one of the most popular video games of all time. Do you know what it led to?
Guitar Hero?
Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
I love Rock Band. Shout out to my Rock Band, Bikini Diet, who toured the world, and they gave us that name.
I love that. I love that for you.
Thank you. I was a drummer.
Basically, you have Daisuki to thank for Rock Band. and Guitar Hero. So thank you. We love you. But probably the most important development to karaoke after the invention of like the actual machine was that of the karaoke box. Do you know what the karaoke box is?
Is that like the teleprompter thing?
No. Karaoke boxes are commercial establishments solely for singing karaoke.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know those.
Yes. And so these karaoke boxes are basically just like karaoke. It's like a building with a bunch of different rooms in it, and you just go there and you sing karaoke. So they have these separate, sometimes themed, small soundproof rooms or boxes where one singer or small groups can sing to their heart's content without, disturbing their neighbors. You can rent the room by the half hour or hour, and you can also buy food and drinks there. There are often props like tambourines, wigs, glow sticks, etc. All I have to say is there's not a single glow stick, wig, or tambourine at our local karaoke box.
Sadly. Although, no, we can't be trusted with that stuff, honestly. I don't blame them for not having those.
No, I know. Especially the one that we go to. Anyway, I feel like we're just so loud.
They keep the drinks flowing in there. And also shared wigs among strangers, that just is not a good idea.
Not after COVID. Certainly not after COVID. Anyway, whatever. So you can find karaoke boxes pretty much anywhere. But I think for Westerners, these kind of places are more reminiscent of Asian countries like Japan, Korea, the Philippines, China, and other Asian nations. But if you're too shy to go to, a karaoke box with your closest friends, you can actually go to private karaoke booths or stalls. They are popping up all over the place. They're pretty popular in China, especially at shopping malls. And they're basically like smaller karaoke boxes, but much more intimate and just for you. And they have a seat, they have a mic, and then you can just sing as loud as you want in there.
Oh my God, I would do that.
I know, I would too.
Especially if there was like a full length mirror and I could dance and stuff.
Oh my God, a dream. And they also have karaoke like vending machines almost in malls where it's just like a kiosk and you can like pull a microphone out and you're in the middle of the goddamn mall and the song comes up on the screen. You can just stand there and sing in the middle of the mall.
Why would they do that to the mall patrons? I could do that, but people wouldn't like it.
I read somewhere, and we talked a little bit about this in my geisha episode, about how in Japan, singing or entertainment at like gatherings or parties is like very important. And so karaoke is one of those things that kind of fills that need for entertainment and singing. In South Korea, it's common that like you're at like a dinner party or like a family gathering and people just sing and like they'll be like, Grace, sing us a song. And in America, it can be very clammy. You clam up and you're like, I can't sing and like I'm so embarrassed and whatever. I'm not saying that doesn't exist in those countries for some people, but it's much more acceptable or socially acceptable for people to just start singing at, events and parties, and it's like part of the culture.
That's what I need in my life. I try and break out into song. If anyone starts, if anyone knows me in real life, if you start a song around me, I will sing it with you.
Yes.
In the office, on the sidewalk, on the train.
If Grace and I are ever visiting together to your city and you want to go to karaoke, you literally don't even need to ask. Just like put us in an Uber and we'll show up there and we'll be like, yes, this is exactly what we were hoping to do. So yeah, you can have your own private little karaoke booth. And then what else do I got here? Oh yeah, so you can find karaoke boxes or lounges in America as well, usually in cities that have prominent Asian populations. They're quite popular and very successful. But I think a lot of like Americans, especially white Americans, are probably more familiar with bars offering karaoke's on specific like weekdays or weekends.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the, quote unquote American karaoke tradition is you just have a bar, they have a karaoke night, and then you can like basically queue up like a song. And then when it's your turn, you literally get on stage in front of the entire bar and sing. And have you done that? I've done that.
Yes,
and
I've done that multiple times.
Yes. I prefer like the private rooms with your friends, but sometimes you just got to go to Trader Todd's in Chicago and get so drunk on Twist or like Long Island iced teas or something and sing Lady Gaga.
Is that what you think I do? That I would never do that. Well, Lady Gaga maybe, but never the Long Island iced tea. Can I say one of my favorite things to do when doing karaoke in front of a bar is to, during like the music or musical interlude parts where it's a break in the lyrics is to introduce like your friends that you're with at the bar. Be like, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chelsea on the drums. And see if people clap. Sometimes people play along, sometimes people don't, but
we should do karaoke like that. I feel like after we
there's
found
a really
the
good
karaoke bars, the karaoke lounge, I stopped going to like the karaoke nights.
There's a really cool place in the south side of Chicago that I think it's like only a karaoke bar, and they take it seriously there, and it's hopping. So I need to find the name, but we can go to that once COVID ends. It's fun.
Amazing. And apparently good karaoke bars and good karaoke machines, the little remote that you have to like select your song, you can actually change the pitch of this music, which I didn't realize you could do, to match your voice better. So next time we go to a karaoke bar, we could do that. I know
how to do that. I don't know.
No. I know the place we go, the karaoke lounge that we go is in Koreatown, and the remote is mostly in Korea except the alphabet. And so there's no way that we'd be able to find the pitch. I feel like
also the last time we went there I like knew how to use the remote really well, and I was like, oh, let me just do it. I feel like everyone's like, how do you know how to it is kind of complicated. Once you get the hang of it, you can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so before I get to my last section, I want to give you some karaoke terms that you might run into or run across along your karaoke journey, especially if you're traveling in Asia. So we all have like our go-to karaoke song, right? Like mine is like anything from Grease. I like to do duets. So anything from Grease, Memory from Cats, or even, I Am White, so Mr. Brightside is like a bop. But in Japan, there is a term to signify that one specific song that you're especially good at performing. The word is, wish me luck, Juachiban, and it refers to a set of really famous kabuki plays, which is like a type of play in Japan. So yeah, what is your Jubachi-chan?
Probably You Oughta Know by Alanis Morissette, or Say It Ain't So by Weezer.
Such a good, two clutch choices. I
really like any song that has a lot of talking in it. That's why I like Say It Ain't So, because there's that whole just talking part.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Another term is kara movie or movieoke. Have you been to a movieoke or kara movie before?
Is that where you speak along with a movie?
Yes, it's exactly karaoke, but instead of it being music, they project a movie on like a screen, and they have it on silent, and you kara movie it.
No, that's kind of what Rocky Horror Picture Show is, though it's not on silent.
Right. And then the last term is Hitokara, and Hitokara is the act of singing karaoke alone. So if you're like one of those shy people going into like the private booths, you're performing Hitokara. So yeah, I want to end with like a fun little section of what are the top karaoke songs of all time. Okay, and I found a list on Teen Vogue. No, so this is American karaoke. Okay. So I found a list on Teen Vogue of the top 127 karaoke songs of all time, and it's very subjective, obviously. And it's broken into like categories. So I'm going to tell you the category, and if you want to guess any from that category, feel free. But I will list you the top 5 from each of those categories.
Okay.
So we're going to start with contemporary. So like shit going on right now. Or contemporary is like now and like to the 90s.
Okay. Maybe like Oops, I Did It Again. Like definitely a Britney Spears song.
That's number 3.
Okay. Maybe like That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain.
That's a great guess. It's not in the top 5.
Contemporary.
Give me one more guess, and then I'll tell you.
Probably Mr. Brightside, if that counts.
Yes,
okay.
Number 4. So number 1 is Truth Hurts by Lizzo. Number 2 is Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. Then we have Oops, I Did It Again. Then we have Mr. Brightside. And then Don't Speak by No Doubt.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
so
one.
good. So good. Okay, duets. Duets, folks. Can Grace give me at least one of the top 5 duets?
Summer Lovin'.
Didn't even make the list. To be honest, I don't think any of these are good duets.
The one from Aladdin, Magic Carpet Ride, I Can Show You the World.
That's an incredible guess. It did not make the list. One more guess.
Can you give me a hint?
No.
Then no. I don't know. Just tell me.
Number 1 was Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Is that from that fucking movie that they're in?
I'm in the deep end, watching us dive in. Yeah.
Fine. My Boo by Usher and Alicia Keys.
Remember when we were
young, you were my boo. That is a good song. I Don't Want to Live Forever by Zayn and Taylor Swift. I don't even know that song.
I don't want to live forever. No.
Number 4, Like I'm Gonna Lose You by Meghan Trainor and John Legend. Again, no idea what that is.
Yes, I know that one. I'm gonna love you.
Number 5 was Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Oh, yeah.
By Elton John and Kiki D.
Okay.
So then this is for groups. The top 5 for groups to sing.
Definitely like some Backstreet Boys or NSYNC song.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be on there. Maybe like Backstreet's Back.
Mm-mm.
Dirty Pop.
Good guess. No. NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye.
Oh.
Number 4.
Oh, and then Shape of My Heart.
Nope.
Group song. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot.
Number 1.
I wish I had more time.
Wannabe, Spice Girls.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
I was thinking I actually was watching a video of people dancing to that. We should make up a choreographed dance move for that so that in the event that it does play in public, we can dance to it.
Yes. I've officially agreed. Okay. Not that you needed to twist my arm. I've been trying to get Matt to learn random choreography with me for the whole of quarantine. So if you're down, I'm good to make some up. Anyway, number 2 is Say My Name by Destiny's Child.
Oh.
Say my name, say my name.
I've like done
Classic.
all of these too on karaoke.
I know. Number 3, I Want It That Way, Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
4 is Bye Bye Bye, NSYNC. And then number 5, a classic, YMCA, The Village People.
Ugh. I mean, overdone, am I right?
What about classics?
I Will Always Love You.
Mm-mm.
Wow. What's the one? It's All Coming Back to Me Now.
Nope.
I don't know. I'm saying those are more just like ballads. I don't actually know if those are classics.
Number 1 is Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Okay.
Number 2 is I Wanna Dance with Somebody by Whitney. That's a classic. Hit the Road, Jack by Ray Charles. Dancing Queen by ABBA. And Mamma Mia by ABBA. We got ABBA twice on that one.
Yeah, and the crosswords love ABBA.
Again. Yes. And then for hip hop, do you want to guess or I'm going to read them?
Oh, wait, hold on. I just want to say the music for Chess is like written by something to do with ABBA. So it's the Mamma Mia before Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Chess the musical. Anyways, hip hop. Oh gosh. Ice Ice Baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 5.
Gold Digger.
No. These are more classics, the last ones.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't know what number 2 is, but maybe you know number 2. So number 1 is Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
Number 2 is Pony by Genuine. What is this?
Genuine.
Oh my God. I don't even know who this is.
Have you seen Magic Mike?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay. I can't sing it. It's extremely sexual.
Oh, cool. Okay. I am really sorry that I said guinea wine. My white is showing. I can't help it. The most embarrassing. Number 3 is This Is How We Do It. This is how we do it.
I should have known that one.
That's Montel Jordan and Wino. 98 is Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. And then, of course, number 5 is Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. And just to say, this is all subjective. I found another list on Time Out New York, and their top 5 songs are as follows. Purple Rain by Prince. Be My Baby by the Ronettes. I Want It That Way, the Backstreet Boys. Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. And I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. So take all of this with a grain of salt. I would love for you to write in your favorite karaoke songs. That is like what I'm really, really looking forward to. So please let me know.
Maybe that could be a poll, but I don't know how to narrow it down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll figure
we'll
it out.
have to find out. Yes. So,
right.
Yeah, that's what I got. I can't wait to do karaoke. I wish you and I could go to Lincoln Karaoke right now and just sing all night. One of my favorite times ever was forcing Grace to leave the SpongeBob pop-up bar to go to karaoke with us, even though she said, no. And then eventually she's like, 1 song, 2 songs. She goes and then spends the whole night with us.
Fast forward to like 3 in the morning.
So much fun. Anyway, I had a lot of laughs.
I think you can buy a microphone that I believe connects to your phone, and it will play the music, and then your the lyrics will be on your phone. So maybe we need to buy one of those.
Oh my God. Yes. What else can we do in quarantine? This is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Amazing. I'm ready.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, everyone. That's that. And we hope you all are enjoying karaoke, chess, or whatever hobby you choose to do. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, you can talk to us on Twitter at The Good Eve Girls.
Or come over to our Instagram. Say, hey, we're The Good Evening Girls over there.
TikTok at The Good Eve Girls. I guess. And until next time, y'all.
Until next time, everybody. Thanks for listening in.
Bye.